Hi everyone, you're watching Tammy Saleh's Tennis Forum, and we have just witnessed yet another amazing Grand Slam final. A third consecutive final that's gone to 5 sets. And wow, Novak Djokovic, as many of us predicted earlier on, has just won his 8th Australian Open title and also his 17th Grand Slam title to close in on Rafa and Roger. He also becomes the world number 1 again, only 35 weeks behind Roger, so that's yet another record he's closing in on. But wow, I am exhausted literally from watching that match. So yeah, let me know what you think. Today it is going to be a 2-part special. I will try and get this video out to you guys as soon as possible for my reaction from the match whilst it's still quite raw. So this part is going to be about Novak Djokovic's victory, the match analysis, and also looking ahead. And in part 2, I am going to be doing a live ATP rankings and race update. The official one comes out tomorrow, but you are going to get it one day early on this channel, so I hope you do enjoy both parts of today's video. But wow, what an amazing day of tennis. Without further ado, let's roll the Without further ado, let's roll the intro. I just like to start this video by saying that because of my intensity watching the match, I completely forgot to charge my gimbal, so I've had to do a bit of a makeshift set up here with a box and sellotape on my phone. I'll try to stick a picture up here somewhere, but yeah, bear with me. I think I've done an okay job here. But wow, what a match we have just witnessed. 5 sets. At one point it really did seem like Dominic Thiem will become the first of the, let's say, next gen players to break through, but not to be. This is the closest he's come to a victory in a Grand Slam final. This is his 3rd Grand Slam final, however his first outside of the French Open. As he himself has said, he's been quite unfortunate to be facing the greatest of each court at that particular slam, meaning he's played Rafa twice at the French Open, who's obviously the king of clay, and then now Novak twice, or Novak in the Australian Open, who's the king of the Rod Laver Arena. The match started off, Djokovic off to a blistering start, got that early break, and it seemed quite ominous from there on in. I was having flashbacks to his final from last year. I was thinking maybe, even though there's been so much hype, I must add, by the way, that all poll results have been very close. I had a YouTube poll released a couple of days ago. Almost 400 votes came in, and it was 53-47 in favor of Novak. So nothing really to split it there. I had an Instagram poll as well, very similar once again. In fact, the Australian Open poll that was released actually had Thiem in favor of winning the tournament. Now, I don't know how accurate these polls are, if it's just favoritism from certain fans, but yeah, it was very tough to call this one. Djokovic winning the first set 6-4. He got the early break. Thiem did break back. However, Djokovic broke again on set point. Thiem double faulted, costing him that first set. In the second set, Thiem started off strong, 4-2 up. Djokovic did break back, making it 4-all. But then yeah, Thiem broke again, won the second set 6-4, and then went on an incredible run where he won 6 games in a row actually to storm into the lead in the third set. He was 4-love up in the third set, and at that point it was really worrying signs for Novak. He seemed to be quite out of it. He had a bit of a problem with the umpire. I don't know if you've seen it. I believe this happened in the second set to give Dom the break back, where he initially got a code violation for taking too long on the serve, and then a couple of points later he actually got a first serve deducted off him for once again overstepping that 25 second mark. He actually touched the umpire's foot. I'm not sure if you're allowed to do that, and then he was very sarcastically saying, you know, well done, you've made yourself become famous. Of course, this is all heat of the moment. We've seen various players do this over time, so you know, it sometimes can be positive bad energy, if that makes sense. However, for Novak, it clearly didn't work. He was out of it. And yeah, midway through the third set, it seemed like he himself had lost belief. And at that point, even like many of us watching, I've been watching with my friends, we thought Thiem could do this. Still had the feeling that Novak would turn it around. But yeah, it was looking quite ominous after the third set. Going into the fourth set, Dominic Thiem had chances earlier on to get the break of serve, could not capitalize, and yeah, Novak Djokovic once again aided from a double fault from Dominic Thiem at 4-3, which brought up Djokovic's first break points of the entire set. He took it and won the fourth set 6-3, going into the decider now. And Djokovic got that early break. It was very close. Each game, I believe almost every game was going to juice, especially on Thiem serve. But Novak Djokovic held on to take home his 8th Australian Open title. And wow, what an amazing match we've witnessed now. I think Thiem should be very, very proud of what he has done. Over the past year and coming into this year, he's really established himself as not just a clay court specialist. He's been performing really well in the hard courts. One concern is that's 3 Grand Slam finals he's lost now. No shame in losing, especially to the players he's lost to, greats in Rafa Nadal and Novak Djokovic. However, it's quite reminiscent for me, especially watching Andy Murray earlier on when he couldn't get over the line. He lost, I think, 4 Grand Slam finals before his first victory. Dominic Thiem has now lost 3. So, the French Open is next. I feel like that is still where Dominic Thiem's greatest chance lies. However, the difference here is that there's a Rafa Nadal at the French Open who's clearly the most dominant at any surface. So even though he may be better on clay, he might still have a bit of a bigger gap to overthrowing Rafa than he does to Novak. In his 3 finals, he has improved each time. So his first Grand Slam final lost in straight sets, his second Grand Slam final lost in 4, and now he's lost in 5 sets. So Novak Djokovic, Houdini man. His percentages on the serve was better. 76% points won on first serve compared to Thiem 69%. Second serve 57% to Novak, 50% to Thiem. However, it must be said that I do not think that Novak served that well today. 5 double faults for both players, and he seemed to be, so this whole tournament he's been going for a very quick second serve. He seemed to be holding back a little bit. Maybe it was the nerves as well of the situation. But the main question is what happens next, and that is where I want you guys to really get involved. I just want to remind you all, please be respectful of all players. I know you all have your personal favorites, but please try not disrespect someone else or someone else's achievements. Tennis is a gentleman's sport, and let's behave like that. I do appreciate the time you take to leave your comments. I try to respond to most, if not all, of your comments. But let me know what you think is going to happen for the rest of the season. Can Novak close in even further on Rafa and Roger? How will the slams go? This is, of course, 13 Grand Slams in a row for the big 3 now. It's 5 from the last 7 for Novak Djokovic. And he now leads his head-to-head against Dominic Thiem 7-4. After the end of last year, we were really expecting big things from the next gen, but the big 3 still have their stranglehold on the Grand Slams. I'd just like to say that I will have a part 2 video looking at the rankings. Novak Djokovic becoming world number 1 again, of course. So please do go tune in on part 2 as soon as it's out. It's going to come out before the official rankings come out tomorrow. Leave your thoughts on the final. What did you think of it? Will this be another strong performance from Novak Djokovic in 2020, or are there signs from that match now that it's just going to get more and more difficult for the big 3 to keep their stranglehold of the tournament? In terms of Australian Open in general, I believe we've had a fantastic tournament. I think it's been very high quality matches, a lot of 4-hour matches, lots of 5 sets, gripping matches, match points saved, all sorts of these things. So it was really good, especially remembering the bushfires coming into the tournament. It was a really nice way to cap it off. A lot of money raised through the tennis as well. So I just like to thank you guys for enjoying this roller coaster of a ride with me. The fun does not stop here. We are going to be covering all the big tournaments, all the Masters, Grand Slams, World Tour Finals, weekly videos as well. I'll just wrap it up there. If you haven't already, subscribed for future videos, and let's try hit 50 thumbs up on this one. Thank you very much.